Hey everybody, just jumping on again to answer a couple of questions that have come up with regards to bird flu, the H5N1 and especially the D1.1 variant that's out there. Not too much to report. It still is very much present. It still very much is infecting multiple species of animals, but of course still is very much concentrated in the bird population, the poultry flocks, chickens, turkeys, the mass producers there, as well as some in the backyard flocks in the waterfowls, transports of, along the flyways and the migratory routes, all of that stuff. But we did have some questions that did pop up. The first of which is, we know it has been potentially affecting cats and causing very, very severe illness in those cats. What about dogs? From the research I've done so far, no pet dogs, to my knowledge, have come down with this or have been shown to demonstrate any signs of it or test positive for it. Some of the USDA maps that are out there, it does show that the wild canine population, so we're probably thinking more along the lines of coyotes here, they have found evidence of it infecting them. To what degree, I'm not sure. I'm still trying to research that, whether they're just finding this as incidental findings or if they actually are finding animals that are very sick out there and succumbing to the infection. So that's one thing. As far as horses go, I have not seen any reports of it transferring over to horses, at least as of yet. Horses do have their own form of equine flu, which oddly enough also mutated slightly and transferred over to canine flu that we dealt with, a couple of years back. So this again just shows how this flu virus can mutate into many different forms to make it much more virulent and much more ability to jump species, as we say. The final question that I also got was, will this die down in the summer months as we're coming to the spring and summer months? Previous bird flus have. They've died down for a couple of reasons. One, you are dealing with barns and poultry raising facilities that then can probably open their windows up a little more, get a little more ventilation and just natural, protection that way. Also, the higher temperatures of spring and summer, the flu virus just doesn't seem to do well on those higher temperatures. They thrive more in the lower temperatures of winter. So we do usually see that. However, if you talk to some of the experts out there, they're saying this outbreak is showing no signs of slowing, at least at the moment. So you want to keep that in mind and to still be definitely vigilant. And as we've said multiple times, to protect your cats, because we do know that they definitely come down with it. Very simple thing to do. Avoid feeding raw diets, especially anything with raw chicken. Avoid anything with raw milk in it, because the pasteurization and the cooking process, if you're talking about raw diets, will kill off the virus. In addition, if you do have cats that are indoor-outdoor, always make sure that if you can try to keep them more indoors or prevent them from going near dead birds, all of those things will certainly help protect from transmission that way. The final thing I will jump on is some of you may have seen the American Medical Association is putting out daily videos about things, and again, they're focusing more on the human side of things, but you may have seen that as a certain number of veterinarians actually have tested positive for the H5N1 variant. And as far as I can tell, this was kind of done through surveillance testing. These veterinarians volunteered to have themselves tested. They are obviously on the front lines of dealing with this with a lot of different animals. And it was, unless the numbers have changed recently, which they may have in the last 24 hours, it was 3 veterinarians, to my knowledge, out of about 150 that were tested, that tested positive for exposure. So they had antibodies to this virus. We don't think or don't know really if they got incredibly sick. I do not believe they did. They may have had very, very mild cold or flu-like symptoms, but they were not as deathly ill as some of the other cases that have been reported in humans. So that's kind of what we know now. Again, stay vigilant out there. You definitely want to watch for any signs in your cats or any outdoor cats that you may be taking care of. But right now, it does not appear to be affecting the domestic dog population or horses. And just keep yourself protected, and we'll jump on with more information as it comes out. Stay safe, everybody.